I love to open new packages. There will be the latest information on the top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me and Coach Raquel, and it is a passion project for me, so I'm so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Season 3, episode 35.
Don't call me motherfucking trying to talk to me, find out some shit, talk about some gossip. Don't call me with no bad news. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't calling me to uplift me, if you ain't calling me to I'm not 911, I'm not in the mood. Don't call me unless there's some love on the other end of the phone. Matter of fact, I'm working. I don't want nobody to call me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody do them. And
unlock your potential every Thursday with our podcast, Refresh, Relax, Renew. Join Coach Raquel as she guides you through personal development journeys. Each episode focuses on actionable steps to enhance your personal journey. The podcast features 3 main segments to keep you engaged. We start with discussions on trending topics relevant to your growth. Then we unbox solutions to common challenges we face daily. Finally, stay updated with fresh funding opportunities each week. Tune in every Thursday for new episodes, and see you there.
Hello and good day, good day, good day. How are you today? I'm Coach Raquel. Welcome back to Refresh, Relax, Renew. This is episode 35, and it's actually, let me see the time. It's actually 2:43 a.m. on Wednesday, February, I think 4? Yeah, February 4, and we're recording for our episode that will air on February 5. I'm Coach Raquel. How are you doing? How's your day going? Well, I think at this time you should be sleeping, depending on where you're watching from. Time zones, right? Different time zones. How are you? How has it been? How is going? How is 2026 treating you? How are you feeling about it? How are you treating you? Are you being kind to yourself? Please remember to always be kind to yourself, and especially to your mind. Oh my gosh. I've had to be gentle with my mind, okay? I'm actually going through a transformative process right now, kind of shifting my thinking and kind of redesigning my thoughts, because my thoughts have been occupied for a little bit on things that I cannot have, or rather, no, on things I can't control. So I've kind of been redesigning my thoughts, like, we're going to work in my favor. We are going to work in my favor. Oh my goodness. It's such a pleasure to be here with you today. So wonderful to be here with you today. And we have some interesting information sharing with you today, interesting conversations. But just to let you know, this month, okay, so this month right now in Jamaica, we're experiencing a cold front. Now, usually winter, it's cold around this time of year, based on my experience, especially over the last couple of years, right? And I love the cold. I prefer cold over heat any day, right? The heat I cannot handle, but the cold has been an experience. I really feel like I'm in New York. It kind of feels like I'm in New York. Like, when you kind of feel the kind of cold that goes under the epidermis, like you're feeling it in your bone kind of thing. Like, hang on here. Like, I am still in Jamaica, right? Yes. And I find myself having to put on these layers of clothes. And I kind of like it because I feel like I get more done when it's cool rather than when it's hot. When it's hot, I'm very dreary. I feel weary, so I really prefer the cold. So it is my hope that for those who are going through this, listen, for the people who are living in Mandeville, I wish you well. That's all I can say. I wish you well because Mandeville is just usually cold. Okay, so I can just imagine what it's like right now. That's where I was born. I was born in Mandeville, born and raised. I went to Manchester High School and blah blah blah. So I know what it's like, to be in the cold like that. But yeah, so it is I wish my fellow Jamaicans well, my fellow countrymen. And for those of you who are not in Jamaica or in other countries, I wish you well too. It is my hope that you are having phenomenal days. It is my hope that you're having gentle thoughts. You're being kind to yourself. Things are working out for you. Your business is thriving. You're thriving in your life. Your relationships have harmony. It is my prayer that no matter what it is that you have to face, no matter what it is you have to go through, that you'll go through it with grace and kindness to self. Yeah, and to others. But then if you're kind to yourself, you will be kind to others. That's my experience anyway. Right? So be mindful of how you're treating yourself, especially when things are going haywire. Yeah. And before we go along, let me just go for the book. Oh, can I say this is such a proud moment for me? I want to share something with you guys. Okay. So you see this box that's right here? That's a box. That's a box that I have with a collection. Did you hear that word? A collection of my books. Oh my gosh. Not a collection of books that I bought that other people write, but a collection of books that I wrote. And there is one book that I did not write, but I assisted in publishing. Yeah, worked on it. So yes, so it is such a proud, I'm really, really proud of this because, growing up, almost every book I read was written by people I just didn't know. People who were not necessarily in my immediate space, or even in a lot of cases, weren't even in my culture, my country. It was like this, being an author was like this foreign thing. And growing up, funny, I never had, I remember when I was in primary school, I wrote a story about myself, but it was not because I wanted to become an author. This book, actually, The Rebel Piglet, and I lost the manuscript. I spoke about it before in an earlier episode of my show, The Rebel Piglet, right? I wrote this, but when I wrote it, it wasn't about being an author. It was about, oh my gosh, this little girl who's going through challenges and she's trying to motivate herself, inspire herself. So I'd be like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. And, and I was I didn't even realize at that time how young I was actually coaching myself. I was letting myself know that, listen, don't even focus on the sad parts of your life right now because you're going to do this and you're going to do that. So that really was about why I wrote this book the first time I wrote it. It wasn't to become an author because I never saw I never saw that as a possibility. I never saw that as a possibility. I really thought growing up, I was going to grow up. I was going to get a job. I was going to go to school, get a job. And then I'm going to rent a one room with a bed and a dresser and a chest of drawer. That was it. I had no other confidence that anything else was going to happen for me. That was as much as I felt that I could attract. Isn't that crazy? Like, it's not even that I thought I wasn't good enough. My mind didn't go that far, but it was almost as though I knew my place. It was almost as though I knew my place, and my place was nothing special, nowhere special, no one special. That was kind of what was in my head. So that's why for me growing up, I never had any thought that if I had a problem, that someone else is going to solve it. And so I grew up with the mindset that, well, if something's wrong, it's on you. Your entire life is on you. Because if you don't do it, no one else will. No one else has. And I have had support and help over the time. And so, oh my goodness, you know what's happening to me right now? What I find happening to me? And it's through my mother that I really learned this, that I had that mindset so much that I was so alone that even though people were around me, I would miss what they did. It was so crazy. It's now that I'm actually realizing it, that I will sometimes miss something that someone did for me, something loving, something kind, something supportive. And you'll hear me say, oh, I don't have this or I don't have that. But it's like, I start having memories like, no, but so and so is available and so have shown up. And I'm realizing that, oh my gosh, it's like I have blocked out. It's like there's some blind spot in my head, like I couldn't see love. It's like I could not see love. I couldn't see support. I couldn't see wow. It's so funny because I didn't even know I was going to talk about this morning, but it just really hit me as I'm talking about the book. Like, oh my goodness, I grew up with an I'm alone on my own mindset. Nobody cares. Nobody can love me. I never thought nobody loved me. I thought nobody could love me. And I think I have so cemented that in my mind that even when love was expressed towards me or people were kind towards me, it's almost as though it was a blind spot. It's like, and it's not that I didn't see it, it's that I never had confidence in it. I didn't feel like I didn't allow myself to rest in it. I never allowed myself to take it for granted or even to own it, because it's almost like it was fleeting. And I felt like, you know what, don't even hang on to this, because it's not permanent. It's not going to be here for a long time. It's going to disappear. It's elusive. That's it. It's like, it's elusive. And I remember the person I dated this guy once, and I remember he kept saying, if you break up with me one more time. And I remember he used to say to me things like, stop testing me. Stop testing if I'm here or not. Stop testing, because I didn't trust, right? And I didn't have any it's not like we were married or anything for me to say, oh well, here are systems in place that I can have faith in if I don't have faith in the person. And that's it. And having faith in people when it comes towards my personal life has always been difficult for me. It's never been easy. And I didn't even, I mean, I'm just learning these things now and realizing that, oh my gosh, that's what's been the issue. And so sometimes even with my mother, when I look back, I'm like, oh my gosh, she loved me. She did love me. She did this and she did that and she did that. And you know, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a regret, but it's kind of a regret where I remember my sisters would constantly call me like, she wants you to forgive her. She's asking you to come. She wants you to forgive her. And I remember one of my sisters said to me when I went down there and I went to visit and she was in the hospital. So I was by the hospital and my sister was like, you need to go in there. You need to express yourself. And I didn't even realize what my mother was trying to give me before she leave. My mother was trying to give me the gift of express yourself. Let me apologize to you. She didn't, I think in her mind, she was probably thinking, oh my gosh, if I leave, she won't be able to express herself again. She won't be able to tell me what she feels. I won't be around. And maybe she anticipated, or maybe she has had experience with regret, because that thing has really changed me in that for me, I felt like she was asking me to be mad at her. And for me, in my heart, I had already forgiven her. So I didn't understand. And I kept saying, I forgive you. I already forgave you. I didn't really understand. But, you know, years later, I would understand. I would understand later, because I can no longer express myself to her directly. And you know what? On that note, I'm going to share a poem I wrote for her, or in her memory, in her honor, just as a I'm not sure what I was hoping it would be, but when I'm going to see what I wrote about it and then share it with you. But I think what I'm trying to share with you is that sometimes our trauma lock us into mindsets that become obstacles to our joy or happiness, the fulfillment of the very dreams we so hunger for. Because even there's someone who is very important to me, And for a long time, it's like I blocked, in order to get past the heartbreak, I blocked out whatever good he did, because that was my way of moving past him. I have this thing that I do when I want to move past something. I don't allow myself to think of the good of the thing. I don't necessarily think of the bad either, but I don't allow myself to meditate on the good, wonderful things. So I will block them out, you know, because it was easier for me to just not have a connection, just to remove the connections and just say, okay, you know what, this was just another person. And I have this thing that I do with myself where I will put salt in my own wound, right? And by that I mean, for example, let's say I really, really like a guy, but I feel that based on the person's actions, they don't like me. I will literally like let myself know he doesn't want you. Move on. Like I would just hit myself with it. Like he doesn't want you. You're not what he needs. Move on. He doesn't want you. And if the person comes to my thought, I will remind myself he doesn't want you. Like real harsh. And I've been like, is there a kinder way you could do that? And I've been redesigning those thoughts, like, no, this is a wonderful person. They're just choosing for themselves. They're just choosing what works for them. And I'm learning to transition or to move past things without having to make it an enemy of me, of myself. And when I say that, I don't mean that they become my enemy. I mean, I create this concept in my head, like I just said, like they don't want you. Sometimes it's not that someone doesn't want you. Sometimes it's that they're going through their own process. Like it doesn't have to be an unkind, you don't have to settle on an unkind or unfavorable thought to move forward. I'm realizing that, and that's how I'm so grateful to God, because I feel like God is making my pain my joy. He's changing how I see it. So instead of thinking, oh, this is a bad thing, I said, no, it's favorable. This is what God wants to happen. This is what is flowing freely. It's okay. It's okay to see the best of them and know that you're not going to be able to have it. It's okay. And that does not mean that I force it on myself. It doesn't mean that I take on more than I can handle emotionally. No, it's just being able to see it, identify it, and just treating it in a positive way, as opposed to making it a negative thing. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. So I was saying I am so proud because all of these books that you see right here, these are all books. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's like 7 books, and I want to, oh my gosh, today we're opening, today is seven books. And today, my unboxing episode today is going to be showing me unboxing this book. This is one of the most important books to me, this book right here. Dear Little Black Girl. Oh my goodness. I'm so proud of this book. I can't even speak. I'm so proud of this book. Dear Little Black Girl Letters is a tender archive of truth, courage, and becoming. Each letter is a seed planted gently into the heart of the girl you once were, the woman you are now, and the generations rising after you. This book is an invitation to breathe, to remember, to rebuild, to glow again. A legacy of mindfulness, peace, and empowerment. And look at that. It's something I wish I had as a child. It's like a collection of affirmations that our young girls can go to, and just, if you're having a bad day, you just open it, you read one and be inspired again. And so I made it. It's full pictures, look, with text of course, but it's all pictures and everything. I'm telling you, it's just, and then so it covers. Oh, you know what? When I'm doing the unboxing, we'll talk about it. Let's go to, but I could cry right now. I'm so proud of this book. So proud of this book. Okay, because this is the book I wish I had as a kid and the book I need as an adult. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. All right. So now we're going to read a poem from this book. You'd have seen me open this book, Poetic Emotions. So I'm going to read the poem that I wrote for my mama. I called her mama. I don't know, like the word mom to me, it doesn't fit. And when I say the word mom, it feels foreign. It doesn't feel real, at least not based on the concept of mom I have in my head. And I don't want to call her by her name either. I remember I usually say mother, mother, mother. You know, but I found a word that works, and it's mama. Yeah, mama, my mama. So that's the best way. Okay, let's find the poem. It's in the section. Oops, sorry. It's in the section from my roots. From my roots. That section from my roots. I also wrote one for my dad, but today I'm reading the one for my mama, my mother. All right, so let's go. The title of this poem is If She Could Speak, a Mother's Confession. Oh, I pray she'd say, baby girl, I've loved you all the way. When you were born, I held you close, my heaviest blessing, my mirror, my rose. I know you couldn't always see it show, for my absence cast a shadow low. Ah! It's harder than I thought. Before I continue, and I'm going to start again. You know what? I'm dedicating this poem today to every young black girl who grew up without a mother, without their mother, their biological mother, who never had the chance to have that dream relationship of love and confidence and solace and, warmth with their mother, because I never had that. I never had that intimate love that I've dreamt of, that I would want to have with my mother. Like sometimes when I see it and I see how people are close with their mother, like I have absolutely no memory of my mother holding me in her arms and just comforting me. I have no memory of a hug. I don't have any. The only thing what I do have is I remember when she was in the hospital, she took my hand and she put it on her cheek and she lied on it. But at the time, I didn't experience it that way. I didn't experience it as love, because in my mind I felt like she wants something from me, so she's taking it, and it's not about me, it's about her and what she wants, because I just didn't understand at the time. I now know that was one way of her showing me that she trying to demonstrate her way of loving to me. I know that now, and I appreciate it. But that, oh man, I would give anything to be able to just feel that hug from my mother, but it is what it is. I'm not mad at my mother or anything. I'm just saying I'm dedicating this poem to any other woman, young girl who have had that experience. I just want to dedicate this poem to you. So I'm going to start from the top again. And it's from my book, Poetic Emotions. Okay. Poetic Emotions. Okay. So if she could speak, because my mother is no longer here. If she could speak, a mother's confession, and I wrote this poem, she did not. Oh, I pray she'd say, baby girl, I've loved you all the way. When you were born, I held you close, my heaviest blessing, my mirror, my rose. I know you couldn't always see it show, for my absence cast a shadow low. My neglect and silence clouded your skies, and even love looked like a disguise. Though I wasn't there in flesh or hand, I carried your fears through shifting sand. The tears I cried for not being there were chains of guilt I had to bear. I know this doesn't make it right. A mother's love should be your light. That sacred bond I broke into and left a wound life can't undo. But if you'd let me just for a while, I'd plead my truth with a mother's smile. My baby girl, I love you true. You look like me, my living proof. I'm sorry for the pain I caused, for every scar, for every pause. I was a broken child myself, abandoned too, with little help. I wasn't taught how love should grow. My own abuse was all I'd know. It's no excuse. I should have tried. I should have stayed right by your side. I should have held you, brushed your hair, whispered comfort, said I care, wiped your tears when you felt small, and told you you're enough through it all. I should have clapped. Woo. Ah. I should have clapped when you achieved and healed your heart when you believed. Forgive me for the words I said that echoed pain inside your head. I was meant to shield, to guide, to stand, not turn away, not lose your hand. I'm no longer there in body, but in spirit I remain. And when I held you in the hospital, that was me letting you know, that was me letting you in again. When I took you around and introduced you as mine, it was love in my language, flawed but divine. I know it hurt the way it came, but please remember, love still had my name. Release the pain, receive this embrace. Your mother's heart still knows your face. I know you feel I was kept from you in life and death, estranged. But you are my child. That truth remains unchanged. I know you felt unwanted. Ugh. I know you felt unwanted. Let me set that record straight. I wanted you from the moment I knew, and my love has never abated. Though circumstances tore us apart, you've always lived inside my heart. Today, tomorrow, all my days, my golden girl in every way. You are my pride, my living art, the proof that love can heal a heart. In loving memory of my mother. Poetic Emotions. That's the book. Woo, that was something. That was an experience. I think the poem said it all. It is my hope that that offered comfort to someone else, because it sure offered comfort to me. Well, that's why I wrote it. I wanted a proper transition from past pains to new memories. And that's why I wrote that poem. Not to offend anyone, not to, make anyone, not to cause pain for anyone, but it was just a part of my healing. And that poem also is a transition for me from an old belief around love to a new understanding of what love should be or what it is. Because my concept of love was a bit warped, because it's kind of, I kind of felt like the love I've always wanted was the one I couldn't have. And I think, I realize it's not a thought. I realize now that in my adult life, that's how I choose relationships. It's almost as though I had this pattern of choosing what I feel in my soul doesn't want me, and what is not pursuing me actively. And I realized that my concept around love was shaped by that hunger for love I have. That hunger for love, for a mother's love that I had, and that emptiness of never being able to achieve it. Like it felt like the most impossible thing, but it was my most desired thing. And I'm now kind of going through the, okay, let's learn what this love thing is and how it is supposed to show up in your life, especially in partnership. To be honest with you, my concepts around having people in my life is still a challenge for me, because I really cannot see in my head someone choosing me. it, that's something only God can do, because I realize I don't know that I have the capacity to have faith in something like that, or to believe in something like that, because again, that brokenness with my mother is something that I know on my own I cannot heal. I can't just get past it on my own. It's something only God can help me with, and the right person can help me with, I think, if there is such a thing as a right person. So yeah, but anyway, that's what I'm sharing with you for today, and it is my hope that it brought some warmth to for those of you who may have experienced that kind of brokenness. I think a child growing up without their mother, or a little girl growing up without the love and warmth and care of her mother, it's such a tragedy. It's an absolute tragedy. And with that, I'm going to move on and go now to our ASMR moment, because I don't want to get emotional. And my mother, I'm learning to love you. I know I love you, but because I'm not confident in my capacity to truly love, because I'm still not sure what it is. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I don't want to say I love you, but I'll say this to my mother. I now see you. I see now. I see now the times you showed up and tried. I see it now, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much. And I think it was so huge of her that she wanted to give me that closure before she left. I think it was such. But then, now here I go right where I'm like, but I'm not sure. Did she do it for me, or she did it for herself? You see, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to this love thing. It's like I'm never sure. It's like whenever I think it is what it is, it's like, okay, maybe that's just in my own mind. Yeah, but I trust in God. There are other things that I thought was impossible. There was at least one other thing I thought was completely impossible for somebody like me. And it happened, and God told me, love is going to happen the same way. Just like I made that happen, I'm going to make love happen that way too. So just trust me. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trusting God. Let's go over now. Let's now go to our ASMR segment. I'm so proud of myself. Yes. That was so beautiful. Just look at the ocean, taking the sight, breathe. Inhale, exhale, let that life move through your body. You're alive. You are alive. We're alive in this moment. Let's bask in it. Thank you so much for staying with me so far here on Refresh, Relax, Renew. Now, let's now begin our first segment.
Welcome to Unboxing Solutions, where we unwrap more than packages, we unwrap possibility. Every tool you see is chosen with care, purpose, and real-life use in mind. If what you create deserves to be opened, explored, and put to work, this is that space.
All right. It's now time for Unboxing Solutions, which the segment is called Unbox Solutions with Me. That's what it's called. So, welcome to another Unbox Solutions with me, Coach Raquel. It's so good to be here with you. So, as I was saying earlier, it was just these two. Oh no, I've got it. I thought I didn't have it, but I've got it here. Let me see how many books I have here. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 books. 8 books. And these are not my only books. These are just some of my books. Oh my gosh, can you believe I'm an author? How did that happen? Lord, there is a God. I promise you, my life is an entire miracle. My life is unbelievable. There has to be a God for me to be here thriving. Let's go to the video. Ooh, so I get emotional. Let's go. Yeah. I share a link with you to all of these things. The link is in the bottom anyway. So that's a home stain remover. And you know what's funny? I was supposed to use it yesterday and I completely forgot. Yeah. I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how effective it is yet, but I want to use it in the sink, right, to restore just to remove some stains that are there. Yeah. Let me see if I'm actually going to share the link to my Amazon store is there. Is in the scroll. That's amazon.com/shop/UME radio. Yeah. But I'll also share it there. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so that was the stain remover, and now we're going to open the books. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Ah, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Yes. This is a gift for someone. Vaginal health gummies. Yeah. So that's a gift for someone. Now I'm opening my books. Oh my goodness, look at that. And the first book you're looking at is this one, Kelly's Christmas Arrival. And just to share a little bit about this book and why I wrote this book. So this book I wrote for my mother, for my mama. Growing up without you left a quiet ache in my heart, a feeling of being unwanted, unseen, and unloved. by the person whose love I longed for the most. But as the years passed, and even more after your death, I began to understand how hard you tried and how many of your signals of love I simply could not see. I often wished I knew how you truly felt about me as a child. I wished we had warm. Hang on, let me pause it. Right. I often wished I knew how you truly felt about me as a child. I wished we had warm, beautiful Christmases together, moments filled with joy, tenderness, and belonging. So, this book is my offering, a new memory, a hopeful fantasy, a story I now share with you, so that what I remember is not the sad times, but the love we were still finding our way toward. This is for you, Mama. That's for my mama. That one. Yeah. The things that shape the way we love and the way we receive love. It's funny because of my experience of when I say to you just now, I wished I knew how she felt about me as a child. I feel like every time I enter any kind of relationship, any kind, I'm always questioning, does this person really like me? Does this person really want to be around me? Does this person really want to be here? And I'm praying for the day when I have the kind of experience that makes me never ask again, because I know I'm wanted. And it's not that I don't know I'm wanted. I know there are people in my life right now that have told me and have expressed themselves to me and stuff like that. But in my soul, I continue on my healing journey, because I know this is not something someone can give me. This is something I have to give myself. So I know it's me and me. It's me and me. And me and me and God. Yeah. Now let's go to the other book. So this one is my Christmas book. It's beautiful, and it's such a fun story, to be honest with you. I can't believe it was such fun. Yeah. And now this one is so important to me too, because this one is for Keith. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of him. I remember the first time he told me about writing a book. I think it was back in either 2019 or 2020, between 2019 and 2022. And I remember when he sent it to me, and it's funny because we decided I remember we were on a call when we were trying to figure out what to name the book, to title the book. You know, it's called When Fun Is Not Funny. I'm at page 39. I would recommend this book to anyone. It's really it's truly an inspiring book. See, there it is. I'm at page 39 of reading it, right? I've been really, really busy, but I'm telling you, it's a book for teens and parents. This book right here. It really gives you a man's a window into a man's mind, and how do I put it? A view inside of a man's mind of how he thought as he grew from childhood, teenage years. It's like a window into the different essential periods of a man or boy's life. It really, really is a book that's worth, especially being in the education sector and for parents. Now that one is oh my gosh, the book I was telling you about. Dear Little Black Girls. Oh my gosh, the book I wrote for myself. This book is for the little girl in me. This book is I really think this book is, please get a copy of this book if you have a young daughter. Please get a copy of this book for her. Young Black girls, there's so much negative content out there around young Black girls, but this book it's like a collection of affirmations to inspire her. To every little Black girl, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, may these letters remind you that you are loved, chosen, called, and becoming. This is your inheritance of joy. I'm telling you, it's just a book that I think every little Black girl should have a copy of this book. It's easy to read, so when they pick it up, they don't have to read the entire book. You just pick it up and you read one. Let me share one with you. So for example, this one says, all right, look at those books. I'm so proud. I'm really proud of myself. I'm really, truly proud, so proud of myself. And I'm so proud of you, Keith, for writing that book. We need to hear from Black men. strong black men who were positive minded, the story, the when fun is not funny, this book, what I was saying, what I really, really like about this book is it's like going into a man's mind to kind of get a view of what were his thoughts as a teenager, as a child. What was his thoughts as a teenager? What was his thoughts as a young adult? What were his thoughts as he got older? And what are his thoughts now that he's in his 50s? It's this journey through the mind of a young, it's a journey through the mind of a black man. That is what, even though he's telling you his story, it is not, it's a positive story. It's an inspirational, positive journey that you're going on, even with all the experiences that are shared, and to know that he was the way he was brought up, kind of grounded in godliness and a sense of principle, you know what I mean, and discipline. It's I'm telling you, this one is one to get, especially for you, especially if you have a son, a teenager, or a young adult who's a man, who's a black man. And I'm not saying other races can't purchase it, but the author is a black man, and I really think there's a need for positive male influences now. So I think it would be good. So anyway, I was sharing with you. So I'm just going to open one and just share one, so you have an idea of of what it entails. All right. So just open the book. They can just open the book. This is not a storybook. It's not a book where you read from front to back. No, it's each page is the beginning and the end of that. Right? It's affirmations, it's inspiration, it's a note towards empowerment, and upliftment and decision, and choosing a positive way out of whatever you're going through. So this one, I'm just going to read these two for you. So the first one says, Coach Raquel says, "Dear little black girl, guard your emotions edition. 10 lessons to cultivate emotional intelligence and protect your peace." And this book, the digital copy of this, the digital versions of this are on my website, mycoachministry.com. And then the first one here, now that I'm going to share with you, it says, "Dear little black girl, guard your joy. Share slowly with those who prove gently." See? That's it. Share slowly with those who prove gently. Just like that. Thank you so much for staying with me so far. Thank you for staying with me so far. This has been Unbox Solutions with me. Let's now move on to our next segment.
Gospel Foundation International Healing Ministries is a Bible-based ministry. Through worship, prayer, and deliverance, we help individuals find restoration. We equip believers to build stronger families and healthier communities. Footprints of Faith Radio shares real stories of healing and hope. Bible Talk for Children helps kids develop strong moral foundations. Apply for sponsored digital advancement support for growing your reach. Your support makes this possible. We're aiming for a $500 monthly goal. Support, partner, or give today at gfihministries.org/give. This is Free Money Wednesdays, where funding meets vision. Access becomes strategy, the fastest way to get attention. Apply for funding that lets them see your brand in motion. If you're building something worth backing, visibility starts here.
All right. Thank you so much for staying with me. It's now time for Free Money Wednesdays. This is the segment within my Refresh, Relax, Renew podcast that I publish independently to support entrepreneurs, my clients, and people who can see value in it. Yes, 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 yes. So it's now time for us to go to Free Money Wednesdays, and I'm going to be sharing with you. It is now February, the first week of February, and I'm going to be sharing with you the grants currently that are currently available for February, the ones that have February deadline, and it's also on my website. Right, so let's just scroll up here so you can see it properly. Right, so it's the top 50 grants. Right, so I'm sharing with you the top 50 grants closing in February 2026. And of course, I have, okay, so the fund through, how do I say this? In my business, I serve entrepreneurs, leaders, people who are seeking ownership to own their time, their minds, their thoughts, their ideas, right? And build a brand or build an income generating system around themselves. And for that, I have like different programs and subscriptions and whatever. So most of the things I do, it really are things I do for my members. So, of course, if you're one of my members, you have exclusive access to additional information I would have shared on additional grants and also the links and all the details. The reason I'm able to do that is because being in my program allows me to get to know you and understand your business and give me that closeness to what you're doing so I can understand what your needs are and whatever. So when I do my research, I'm able to garner information that can be tailored towards you. So if you're not one of my members, I'm not suggesting that you necessarily join or anything because it's a very carefully selected process, but that is why you won't be able to get all the information. But the information that's on the site is very, very good anyway, and you can go there, you can access the information and you can use it. It's free. The blog is free. There's no cost. I only charge for persons with whom I'm actually delivering a service of support around the building of their brands and their businesses, right? So this website, this blog, the funding blog on my website is absolutely free. So you can go there anytime and you can access this information I'm about to share with you, okay? Because it's there. Now let's go. We're going to be talking about the top 50 grants closing in February in this month. So let me get there. Yeah. We also share tips and hacks and stuff like that, Right, so top 50 grants closing in February 2026 for NGOs, faith-based organizations, and entrepreneurs. February is not just another month on the calendar, it's a decision point, and happy Black History Month. For nonprofits, faith-based organizations, and entrepreneurs, February represents a window where preparation meets opportunity. Funding cycles are active, foundations are listening, and grant deadlines are very real. But here's the truth: most people don't say out loud. Money follows clarity. That's why this February 2026 grant list was curated with intention. I did it myself, not hype. Intention, not hype. Below, and I'm about to share with you the 50 credible, verifiable grant opportunities with February 2026 deadline, spanning global NGOs, faith-based initiatives, community development programs, and entrepreneurial funding pathways. These are not rumors, recycled lists, or maybe money. These are active opportunities sourced from official funder portals, trusted grant databases, and established institutions. Whether you are building impact locally or scaling globally, this list is designed to help you move from hoping for funding to strategically positioning for it. All right. So here we go. And while I'm sharing the grants, the list, I want to show you because I want you to know it's actually there. Let's go down. All right. Just wanted to see that it's actually there that I'm reading from. All right. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to go through all 50, but let's see. Let's see where we get. So Jamaica and Caribbean Ready, high relevance. You have the AFJ Discretionary Grant Program, Development Aid Grants in Jamaica. And for faith-based and faith-adjacent funding and programs, you have Faith-Based Development Initiative Technical Assistant Cohort, Community and Faith-Based Groups Mini Grant, Kingdom Advancing Grant. For U.S. Federal, grants.gov with February 2026 close dates. You have FAA Airport Sponsors Grant Opportunity, VA Supportive Services for Veteran Families, Protect Notice of Funding Opportunity, DTOS 59-26-RA Build. That's also from grants.gov. Well, all of those were from grants.gov. And then we have big name profit foundation cycles. You have Public Health Solutions grant making, Impact 100 grant cycle, the Summit Foundation Spring grant cycle. For arts, culture, education, and community impact, we have National Endowment for the Arts, grants for arts projects. We have APILA, APILA, First Impression Award, National Geographic Society Slingshot Challenge, Coulter Lab, Indian Ocean Program, and for global NGO, Black Impact Web Grant, Kanthari Leadership Program Micro Project Funding Program, Embassy of Japan Grassroots Human Security Projects, and you have the ASEAN Korea Cooperation Fund 2026, women-led enterprises, West Africa market expansion, Their World Small Grants Program. That's number 23 that I'm at. Let me go down some so you can see this number 23. All right. And then we have the Research and Evidence Program. We have the Massage Therapy Foundation Research Grant Program, Massage Therapy Foundation Research Support Awards, Human Animal Bond Research Institute Research Grants, and International Peace Research Association Foundation Small Peace Research Grant, ARDF Annual Open Grant Program. It's 29. That was 28. And the ADEWYI Research Animal Foundation Research Animal Grant Program. And for entrepreneurs and small businesses, we're at H. You can see it on the screen. So we're at H. Right. Inc. That's 12 small business grants to apply to in 2026 roundup. February 2026 small business grants, small business exchange, February 2026 small business grants roundup. And then you have more deadlines for February. You have the Gen Foundation grant program, Sundays open calls, sediment management grants, and you have EIT food seed bed program, venture builders call, Royal Society Davy Medal nominations, VAST and Explorers Club Grant Program, Welcome Trust I4A Access Grant Program, Transatlantic Research Partnership Grant Program, the NRDI Fund, Hungarian Participation in Horizon Europe Support, NRDI Fund, Research Infrastructure Use Support, that's Hungary, and you have Culture and Health, New Arts and Health Projects, Spain, Habit Trust Conservation Grant, India, that's Habitats Trust Conservation Grant, India, Habitats Trust Action Grant, India again, and then you have for the Habitats Trust, you have Conservation Grant, Action Grant, Research Grant, and then you have Seed Grant. And then you have American Psychologist Foundation, Alice F. Chang Cancer Wellness Grants, DWF Foundation Grants, Michigan Baseball Foundation, and Delaware Community Foundation. So these are all grants that with February deadline, right? And if you'd like direct links to the grants, of course, just comment and leave a comment in the section. Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below, and we will assist you. But just to say this, when you're leaving your comments, you have to make sure that you give adequate information so that we understand what exactly you need support with, what kind of information we need to send you. So you may have to tell us a little about your business, blah, 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 so we can make sure we tailor it for you. Or if there's something specific that was mentioned in this blog or in this show, in this episode, write it out so we can know which of them you're interested in and we can provide the information for you, okay? Freely, there's no cost. We'll be happy to do so. Okay, so I just want to share with you these pointers, these tips. So how to use this grant list. 10 ways to maximize your grant application. Match mission and eligibility. Check deadlines and set reminders. Organize documents in advance. Pre-write common proposal sections. Align with funders' values. Customize each application. Don't do one application and send it to multiple people. Don't do that. Where you can, connect with past winners for insights. Follow the instructions precisely. Proofread and review thoroughly. Stay persistent and apply consistently. Right, that's repeated. It's repeated because for emphasis. Stay persistent and apply consistently. And for more tips, you can watch this program as well as go to the blog. What I always say is apply. When you apply, because I think applying for funding and grants is more than just seeking money. It's about building relationships. It's about introducing yourself to people with money, people with the mind to give money, people who are already thinking of investment, so you don't have to kick down the door. They are already waiting for you. So it really is just a matter of aligning yourself well. So I think there's great benefit to applying and always doing so. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this episode. And this has been Free Money Wednesdays for today. Next week, we'll be back at it again. And for next week, we have some other information that we're going to be sharing with you. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for staying. Please like, share, comment, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. How can we support you? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here and have a fantastic day. Please do not go anywhere. Stay where you are. Get ready for our next segment. All right, let's go.
Strong organizations are built on more than strategy. They're built on people. At Human Impact Development Consulting, we help organizations strengthen leadership and support staff well-being. We put clear people systems in place that actually work. From HR advisory and policy development to leadership support, we cover it all. Our approach is practical, ethical, and people-centered. If ready for clarity, confidence, and sustainable impact, visit sandrinedunkley.com. Human Impact Development Consulting, where people systems meet performance.
And now, allegedly, where we slow the story down. This is about insight versus impact, learning from what we observe. Instead of paying the price ourselves, their experiences become our education. So growth doesn't have to come with damage.
Welcome to, or thank you for staying with us. This is Allegedly, and today I have something I want to talk about. Something that I've really been thinking, and I decided, you know what, and it's such a delicate, I think this is a very delicate topic, and that's the reason I make sure I have like a script. Make sure, because let me be clear, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I also want to speak my truth, and I also want to add my voice to the conversation. And before we go, what did I just do? Before we go there, let me just say that, let me just repeat this, that this segment, this segment of the show, allegedly, is where truth meets opinion and headlines meet hard questions, and also hard thoughts, my questions, and also thoughts and perspectives, and I always say this, that I'm very cautious and mindful with other people's story, because pain is not purposeless, and everyone's story has a divine purpose. That's my belief system anyway. I know that God is with all his children, and I know that this world is ultimately under God's control, and that's kind of why I'm having this conversation. I want to talk about this particular topic and looking at it the way I'm going to look at it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I view people's breakdown as an indicator for me to do self-work, so that I can experience breakthroughs. But even more so, because even more than breakthroughs, I want to please God, and it's good to see what I'm reflecting, or what's reflecting back at me, what's capturing my attention. Why is it capturing my attention? What are the lessons here? It's cold. What are the lessons here that I could learn? What is this story telling me about myself? Where are the opportunities for growth here? So, it's from gossip to growth. So it's not just gossip, but for this topic I'm going to be talking about today, I'm kind of taking introducing a new perspective, or a different perspective from the ones I've been hearing, and it is my hope that you can be open to just knowing that I'm not telling anyone what to do. This is just me sharing my thoughts on these things. All right. So let's now go to the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing, because I will be mentioning people's names and their stories and stuff like that. But let's begin. So first things first, let's make this key distinction. Accountability is not blame. All right. And accountability is agency. Please remember this as we go through this entire thing. Okay. Okay. So some of the headlines that I've been thinking about, or looking at, or have been crossing my timeline includes like Sean Combs, Epstein files, the R. Kelly story, the 14-year-old victim reportedly or allegedly, she wrote a book, and she's been in interviews, and she's been sharing her experiences and so on. Now, the core idea here is predators exist. That's a fact. Predators exist. That's a fact. Harm is never deserved. That's also a fact. All right. But the most durable form of protection is not entitlement, fantasy, or expectation of fairness. And I'm sharing this because it's really been on my heart. And sometimes when I'm listening to commentators and the news and people who discuss the news and stuff like that, sometimes I just don't understand the perspective we're taking. And I think the perspective we take make us vulnerable rather than proactive. That's just how I feel. And that's the reason I'm sharing this information today, because I want us to become more proactive. We're not born victims. We're not created to be feeble beings. Anyway, the most durable form of protection is not entitlement, fantasy, or expectation of fairness. It is personal accountability, self-trust, discernment, and skill building in a world where no one owes us safety. No one owes us safety. And every time I listen to some of the stories and stuff, I'm like, okay, so you have Epstein, and then you have the people around Epstein, and you have Sean Combs and what he's been accused of, and people that were around him, and you have R. Kelly and the people around him, and the parents, and this community, and all of these things, right? But when you go through the different layers, there's this and this and this and this, but then there is God. Always come back to what, when I try to trace accountability or who's at fault, I always end up going back to, but ultimately God could have stopped this. Ultimately God is in control. Ultimately there is a God. How do we hate mankind but not hold the God accountable? I'm just saying. I'm not saying you should believe this. These are just my questions, okay? Anyway, this is not pessimism. It is reality-based empowerment. Reality-based empowerment. Yeah? I don't think God sent us down here to be mindless. And I think sometimes we move way too mindless in a world that is not, that has no, in a world that is not designed specifically for us as individuals. You know what I mean? Number one, agency reduces vulnerability. Research in trauma recovery consistently shows that people who develop internal locus of control, that is, belief that their actions influence outcomes, have better recovery, boundary setting, and long-term well-being than those taught only external protection narratives. Supported by frameworks used by American Psychological Association, also echoed in resilience research summarized by World Health Organization. This does not deny system harm. It strengthens the individual inside. It has to begin with self. Number two, entitlement narratives increase risk. Studies in social psychology show that unwritten expectations that people should be kind, authority figures will protect, the world is fair, can lower situational awareness and delay boundary responses. This is sometimes referred to as the just world fallacy, the belief that good outcomes are owed to good people. Identified and discussed in academic psychology and trauma education, challenged in empowerment-based prevention models. Number three, predators exploit predictability, not weakness. Predatory behavior across contexts often targets, according to research, blurred boundaries, delayed responses, social conditioning toward politeness, fear of being wrong or mean. Teaching self-trust, boundary, clarity, and rapid response is shown to be more protective than teaching avoidance alone. And this is why I wrote the book, Dear Little Black Girl. Number four, the world as a system is indifferent. This is the hardest truth and the most freeing. The world, systems, cultures, power structures is not moral. It is incentive driven. Okay? Seeing the world clearly, not romantically, is a core principle in trauma recovery, leadership development, self-protection training, empowerment education. This does not make us cynical. It makes us prepared. So I just wanted to lay the groundwork for what I'm about to, for the rest of what I'm going to say. I want you to bear those things in mind, all right? So, accountability as protection. Allegedly, this is one of the most uncomfortable conversations we avoid having. Not because it's untrue, but because it disrupts a lot of comforting stories. See? Not because it's untrue, but because it disrupts a lot of comforting stories. Let me be clear before we go any further. Harm is never deserved. Abuse is never justified, and predators are responsible for their actions. Predators are responsible for their actions, right? So let me say this again. Be clear before I move forward. Harm is never deserved. Abuse is never justified, and predators are responsible for their actions. Full stop. Yeah? But accountability is not about blame. It's about power. It's about power. We're often taught, quietly, culturally, that the world should protect us. Says who? Anyway, that people should be fair. Again, says who? That authority will intervene. That good intentions guarantee safety. But those are unwritten expectations, not guarantees. And entitlement to protection in an unsafe world can quietly become a vulnerability. So here's the hard truth. The world is not kind by default. The world is not kind by default. It is not just. It's not just. It is not safe. There's this thing, monk. It's a jungle out here. It's a jungle out there. In many ways, the world itself is the ultimate super predator. Indifferent, opportunistic, and incentive driven. Seeing that clearly is not fear, it's freedom. And I just want to, I'm going to put this up here while I'm speaking. Yeah. And my heart goes out to this young lady. I'm so proud that she's written her book and she's written, but I really want us to get to a place of power. A place of power, you know? Now, the strongest form of protection is not, the person I'm sharing on the screen right now is the young lady who was the 14-year-old alleged victim of R. Kelly. That's how it's been reported. I'm also going to show you, and then you also have the Epstein-related matters. Yeah. And I just want to just kind of show you those as I go through what I'm talking about, right? Because I want us to have it in our minds. I want us to have a clarity of mind of sorts to understand that when I say the world is not kind by default, it is not just, it is not safe. In many ways, the world itself is the ultimate super predator, indifferent, opportunistic, and incentive driven. Seeing that clearly is not fear, it's freedom. Right? Now let's go back to what I had before. So I want you to follow me here. Now, the strongest form of protection is not pretending predators don't exist. It is self-trust, discernment, boundaries, situational awareness, survival instincts, and personal accountability for your own healing and growth. Accountability says, I may not control what others do, but I am responsible for how I prepared. But I am responsible for how prepared I am, I may not control what others do, but I am responsible for how prepared I am. Seeing people as human, capable of good and harm, keeps us alert, not anxious. Romanticizing people makes us vulnerable. Seeing clearly makes us resilient. For example, right? So here we are. Let me go back to here. Right? The whole story of R. Kelly for me is all I saw were victims, right? And when I heard some of the conversations, like the expectations, as though him just being a talent, him being a celebrity, him being handsome, him being able to sing, all of these things somehow predisposed him to morality, predisposed him to responsibility, as though because he's all those things, he's expected to be upstanding, moral, principled, disciplined, godly, capable of not harming someone. Says who? Who assessed him? What are the assessments that we're making when we interact with people, and especially people that we trust our young people with, our kids with? I just don't understand it. Are we traveling through this world mindlessly, just floating in the air, thinking, oh, the world is good, the world is wonderful? Since when? When I watch the animal documentaries and stuff, it's like they're always on guard. They're in motion. They're in awareness. They're like, you know. And I'm not saying that they don't relax. Sometimes I watch, because I watch a lot of those documentaries, and even the lion that will be sitting there just chilling, still looking, checking, still in awareness. Where did we get this mindset that people are just good? And this is it, right? It's not necessarily that people are necessarily bad. Do they have capacity to treat you with the care you expect them to give? Do they have the capacity? Do they have lived experience on how to protect you and how to resist harming you? Those are things that we have to ask ourselves. Now, this man, because he is a prince, I don't even know what that is. To be honest, what's a prince? What is that? What is that? What's a prince? What is a prince? Ay, ay, ay. These titles. He's a human being. That man in the image is a human being. And humans are capable of quote unquote good or quote unquote bad, because in my vocabulary, like, I still use the word good and bad only because it's there in my brain. But I really don't feed into that concept of somebody's good or somebody's bad. People are just one of my angels would say, people are people. And people, you'd be amazed to know that sometimes they're not even thinking about you even while they're doing what they're doing with you. They're thinking about their own joys, their own satisfaction, their own desires, their own objectives, their own survival. And you should be doing the same. Seeing people as human, capable of good and harm, keeps us alert, not anxious. Romanticizing people makes us vulnerable. Oh, he's a prince. She's a princess. Seeing clearly makes us resilient. Healing doesn't end with processing pain. It matures into skill. Transformation isn't just feeling better, it's functioning wiser. Empowerment isn't entitlement, it's capacity. Allegedly, true protection isn't promised by the world. It's built through accountability, clarity, and self-leadership. Self-leadership. And that's not a loss of innocence. That's growth. We keep asking why people didn't do right, didn't know better, didn't see it coming, didn't behave correctly. But those questions reveal our own entitlement. You're not entitled to other people's good behavior. You're not entitled to me behaving a certain way. I'm not entitled to you behaving a certain way. And that's something I even learned with loving someone. Me loving you does not entitle me to your love. Me loving you does not entitle me to your commitment. Me loving you does not entitle me to your presence. Me loving you does not give me entitlement to anything you, no matter how much I love you. And vice versa, right? We keep asking why people didn't do right, quote unquote right, yeah? How do you know it wasn't right for them? Based on who they are and what their desires are. Didn't know better, didn't see it coming, didn't behave correctly. By whose standard are you evaluating people? Your own standard? They don't live by your standard. They don't live in your house. And even when they live in your house, they're still not living in your standard. They live in your mind. They're not living by your standard. And to the extent that you get to meet someone who decide to agree with and live by your standards, then there should be gratitude and value and appreciation. And thank God for alignment. Those questions reveal our own entitlement. We want monsters to be obvious, victims to be perfect, grief to be polite, and harm to make sense. Let me go through that again. We want monsters to be perfect. The perfect monster. And even then, we'd still be miserable. And this thing about victims being perfect, because you're a victim, all of a sudden you're free of all responsibility, all accountability. Even in the case with Sean and Cassie, as though a woman can't decide on her own, I want multiple sex partners because I enjoy sex and I want to do this. I saw it for myself. I had a friend who I thought she was a sex addict, but then looking back, after the whole Sean Combs case, I'm like, how dare you, Raquel? How dare you project that onto her? She wasn't addicted. She just enjoyed sex. And to be frank with you, I wish I had more. I wish I enjoyed it too, and did a lot more of it. I even wished that I dated more and enjoyed being with more. I kind of wish I had more sexual partners. Like I wish I wasn't so closed-minded, you know? Like I wish growing up I was just more open to relationships and just being with people. I wasn't. We're different people, you know? But I can't judge someone based on who I am because of the trauma of my own childhood and the things that caused me to move in fear and caution. Maybe it works for my life, but maybe they have a better support system than I do, so they don't have to have that much caution as I do. We have to give people a right to choose what they think is best for them, even if that harms somebody else. What we have to do, and I'm not saying we should approve harm, I'm saying we have to exist knowing that people will do what serves them. So we have to be proactive in our own self-leadership and accountability and self-care and being discerning or having discernment, you know? The world isn't a moral system, it's a human one. The world isn't a moral system, it's a human one. Everyone is not a Christian and everyone don't believe in the Bible. It's not a standard that was set. It's not a, let me not say that. There was no command that said everyone must be Christian, everyone must believe this, everyone must practice Bible. Yeah, we share the information, but it doesn't mean that everyone uptake it and apply it. People are still humans, and I'll say this too. As humans, sometimes we're no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you try to be good. Have you ever really truly have love in your heart for someone, and every single time you do something, you feel like it's like your constant foot in mouth experience? Like everything you do with them, you just mess up. All your good intentions. You know, these days, what I thank people for? Seeing my good intentions. Because sometimes even with the best of intentions, you just have no power over how someone would perceive you. or what impact you will have on them, right? So what is the price of entitlement? And what does it cost us when we avoid personal accountability for seeing reality as it is? In the news, we've had these stories. We have Diddy, R. Kelly, Epstein, Brigitte Macron, Erica Kirk, among others. But these headlines don't just report events. They reflect what the public expects. There is a degree of entitlement in the media or in these reports these days that I'm just sitting there like, excuse me? Erica Kirk should answer you because? Brigitte Macron should tell you that because? Huh? Who died and made you God? The entitlement these days. These headlines, they're not just about reporting a thing. No, it's about fulfilling. I have an expectation and I am the moral police and you better respond to me. Says who? So these headlines don't just report events. They reflect what the public expects. Explanation from powerful people. Who are you? Sometimes when I hear this, and Erica Kirk, she did not come out and all she had to say was, this is where I was at and blah, blah, blah. Or they'll say, oh, she went and she spoke to that person when she could just have picked up the phone and called Candace. Who the hell is Candace? I mean, who is Candace in the life of Erica Kirk? That Erica Kirk is obligated to her. You know how I interpret what Erica Kirk is doing? And I'm not saying this is correct. This is just how I feel. I feel like Erica Kirk look and think, who do you think you are? You know what, let me go over next door because I wouldn't even acknowledge you. I wouldn't even give you credit. Like, I wouldn't even sniff on you. Like, you think I'm going to come over there to validate what you're doing by coming to report to you? Who do you think you are? No, honestly, like when I sit and I'm hearing it and I'm like, these people are crazy. Demanding explanation. Demanding transparency when elite wrongdoing is revealed. Who owes you transparency? Demanding morality or expecting morality from public figures. People. And even if they wanted to give this to you, you're not even a fair system. You're biased by your own beliefs and expectations. It's no win-win for them. This is you yourself is being biased and it's about you. It's never in their best interest. So why would they participate anyway? Expecting narrative clarity from victims and accused alike. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, even the way they go at Erica Kirk, right? I'm sitting to myself and I'm saying, okay, so you're going so hard at this woman, but if her husband was murdered, doesn't she have a reason? Isn't there some reasonability or some consideration that maybe her life was threatened too? And maybe this exactly as she's showing up is her survival. Maybe exactly how she presents is her cry for help. Maybe exactly how she presents is the only way she knows how to cope with all of this that's happening. Because if her husband was publicly murdered or executed or whatever they call it, right? Isn't there reason for caution on her part? Isn't there? I mean, if it were me, I'd be concerned about, am I safe? Are my kids safe? Based on all the information they're presenting where it could be connected back to his business or whatever, maybe that's why she moves that way. How do you know that the person who was pressuring him isn't pressuring her? Like, how do you know that her performance is not her survival? But we claim we care about victims, or I guess what it is who we approve as victims. Expectations and entitlements. That's the cultural entitlement I'm dissecting. How we demand explanations, public apologies, and moral clarity. As though influence and celebrity should come with automatic righteousness. I keep asking myself this. Do we actually fund integrity? Or do we fund exposure? Do we support righteous work consistently? Do we support righteous work consistently, quietly, and early? Or do we only show up when something breaks, bleeds, or goes viral? Because attention is currency, and we spend it every day. These headlines go viral not just because we care, but because they entertain our sense of shock, fear, and moral distance. We don't just consume the story. We consume the relief of saying, I'm not like that. Well, let me say this. I am capable of anything, but God knows I'm so conscious every single day to put the work in to become the woman I want to be, a woman of God. Let me change that. I don't even want to be a woman of God, a child of God. I want to represent the goodness of God in my life, and I'm really trying. But that does not set me apart. That does not make me better. That just makes me trying. We say we want righteousness, safety, and integrity, but our clicks tell another story. We often fund outrage more than we fund prevention, exposure more than we fund excellence, and scandal more than we fund clean work. Attention is funding. And what we repeatedly give our attention to, we underwrite. This isn't about guilt, it's about awareness. If we say we care about protection, integrity, and healing, then the question becomes, where are we placing our money, our clicks, and our amplification before harm happens? Do these headlines go viral because we truly care? Or because caring has become another form of entertainment? It is my hope that sharing that with you will help us come into the awareness of how we're showing up, and how we show up influence the world that we're part of.
Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries is a global church without walls. We're serving communities through live services, prayer intervention, and outreach that changes lives. Support our $500 monthly giving drive at wamoe.org/give. Shop with purpose at faithmerchandise.com, featuring Dr. Faith's Miracle Lemonade. Book Dr. Faith for therapy, speaking, or ministry at drfaithreborn.com. Grow through professional connection and vocational training at theexcelproject.com. Subscribe to our monthly newsletter and follow us on socials at WAMO Ministries. Become a great motivator. Help us empower minds for success in the kingdom of God.
Even when I listen to the whole Epstein thing, and Epstein this and Epstein that, and did it this and did it that, it's so interesting that the moral high grounds and the moral authorities get so blindsided by their own self-regard that they can't even be objective anymore. Like, I was watching a program the other day, a podcast the other day on a YouTuber, and he was talking about Charlie Kirk, and he was referencing another podcast, another YouTuber, and he added to the story. He added to the story the whole child endangerment issue, the whole trafficking issue, right? But when I went back to the original person who did the story, it had nothing to do with that. What the person said had nothing to do with that. He also made a statement, and he connected. So he's saying Charlie Kirk was into this. And then he said, see, and I told you, Diddy was doing that too. It's the same thing. And Diddy is the Black Epstein. And see, Diddy is in jail for sex trafficking. Which news are we watching? Like, and he's referring to children. To children. None of that came up in the case for Sean Combs. But they're still carrying the story forward. And who am I to expect any better of anyone? Or let me not say better, because I'm not. It's not on me to determine who's doing good, better, best. But who am I to expect different? I changed the channel. That's the power I have. I changed the channel. You know what I watch mostly these days? Monkey grooming ASMR. I watch a lot of ASMR, animal videos. I'm intentional about doing as much as I possibly can to stay as close to nature as possible, because I don't want to lose myself in the noise. I hope you don't lose yourself in the noise, because there's a lot of noise out there. A lot of noise. A lot of noise, and everybody's an expert, and everybody have these expectations of other people. Having expectations of other people to perform better when they themselves are guilty of the very thing they're accusing somebody else of. I mean, I feel for Erica so much. The way they come at this woman, and all I keep thinking to myself is, if her husband was murdered, isn't there a chance, a possibility she might be under pressure? Isn't there a chance, a possibility that she doesn't even know how to operate right now, so she's just doing the best she can? Isn't there a possibility that the same pressure he was under, that same threat still exists? Isn't there a possibility? My gosh. Yeah. To the extent that I explore certain stories is because I want to be in awareness, and also to do my podcast, allegedly, but those are not the things I watch a lot of, I watch a lot of I love documentaries, I love nonfiction, and question everything. I question everything, and I'm constantly working on myself, because I want to be the kind of person who, when people have experiences with me, their connection with God is strengthened. I don't know if it will happen, but that's my hope. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to Allegedly. Yeah, that's the end of it. So this has been Allegedly. Let's be mindful of our entitlements and our expectations of other people, because people are busy living their lives. Thank you so much for watching. It is my hope that you like, share, comment, and let me know what your thoughts are. All right.
Welcome to mycoachministry.com. We're on a mission to empower 1 million purpose-driven entrepreneurs, turning calling into currency. Through strategic coaching, we guide visionary leaders, brand elevation, and creative empowerment, helping leaders break barriers and own their identity. Build impactful, wealth-generating brands that echo across generations.
Welcome to Kelly's Fitness Adventures. Discover your path to wellness. Hear your breath, movement, and healing align through ASMR fitness journeys. Join us on real-time walking meditations, feeling the earth beneath your feet. Experience sunrise strength training that nourishes both body and soul. Engage in waterfall breathwork journeys. Rejuvenate your spirit. All you need is a phone and an open heart. Let's connect. Come away with me. Inhale, exhale, just breathe. Visit kellysfitnessadventures.com.
Oh, well, we've come to the end of our show for today. It is my hope that something in the program inspired you. It is my hope that it was more positive than anything else. And it is my hope that you'll have the rest of your of this month and this year for you will be a blessing. It is my prayer that you'll be blessed, that you will advance in this life, that everything works out for you in your favor according to God's will. It is my hope that you increase in the area of personal accountability so that you can increase in the area of power over your own life and power over your outcomes. It is my hope that you know how strong you are, how bold you are, how capable that you are, and and it is my hope that you'll be mindful about where you invest your attention, and that you invest your attention in areas and spaces and places and things that reciprocate good things towards you and positivity and growth. It is my hope that all you desire and all your heart desires and all your dreams be fulfilled according to the will of God, according to the divine purpose for your life. I pray for your continued intimacy with God. I'm not preaching or nothing, but those are the things I wish for myself. I just want to get closer to God, and I want to know God more, and I want to obey God more. Obeying sometimes it's a challenge, but I'm trying. But those are the things I wish for myself. I honestly, I'm just in this place in my life now where it's just I just need God with me. And almost every day I said to God, I said, please love me. Please love me. Please love me. Please don't leave me. Keep me at the foot of your throne. Keep me at the foot of grace, God. I pray for mercy and favor and goodness. Anyway, thank you so much for watching the show. And we've come to the end of another episode of Refresh, Relax, Renew. I'm Coach Raquel, and I wish you nothing but the best. Be empowered, go inspired. Bye-bye.
Unlock your potential every Thursday with our podcast, Refresh, Relax, Renew. Join Coach Raquel as she guides you through personal development journeys. Each episode focuses on actionable steps to enhance your personal journey. The podcast features 3 main segments to keep you engaged. We start with discussions on trending topics relevant to your growth. Then we unbox solutions to common challenges we face daily. Finally, stay updated with fresh funding opportunities each week. Tune in every Thursday for new episodes, and see you there.
I love to open new packages. I want to deliver the latest information on the top funding opportunities for entrepreneurs who are seeking funding. Come along with me. I'm Coach Raquel, and this is a passion project for me, so I am so happy to bring this to you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching.